Pop the Brown Hornet, man, just came off stage. Blackout Tour, he burnt it down, man. You know, we appreciate you for rocking with us on the Blackout Tour. And you know, tell me what got you into music? What some of the influences that had you want to make music?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, it's just like coming up when I came up in the 80s as a youngster, whatever the case may be, the transition from disco to R&B. So from all the greats, from the Marvin Gayes to the we had Diana Ross's, Michael Jackson's, you name it, I don't know, Stevie Wonder. All that soulful music is really what got me into music as a youngster. So as Mama Bear, you know, we used to throw on those 45s and let those records rock out or whatever the case may be. And that's what really got me into. And then my uncle played a lot of classical music, so it was just probably just that was, you know, embedded inside of me to be in tune with music.
Dope. As you, man, the list you mentioned was a lot of legendary people, and again, a lot of classic and iconic figures. So, and I could tell by the music that you're laying down, you're definitely a student and you're influenced by those people. Right. Shout out to them. R.I.P. to the ones that passed away.
Right.
But, you know, what I want to ask you with the list that you named, what are some of your dream, I wouldn't say dream, but what are some artists that you would like to collaborate with, dead or alive, you know, that you could see yourself rocking next to, or your music and their music combining to make that sound?
You know, it's kind of crazy. I don't think I would really pinpoint who I would want to make music with, because there's so many greats that's out there. Even people that you know, might have been out in the 90s that's not doing it now, that I admire their work. So it's just the whole, I mean, I can venture into any, but if I was just to pick one, and he ain't here no more, but whether doing a song with Prince or doing a song with Marvin Gaye, that would have been, you know what I mean, or Teddy Pendergrass. Even though, like I said, those who I grew up with, but I would love to be able to take a Teddy Pendergrass beat, flip it, rhyme to it, kind of like how, like, you know, how they do now. Like, I mean, when D'Angelo was doing it with Method Man in the 90s and things of that nature. R&B and hip hop has collided so much now that one artist is doing both of them.
Right.
He's doing R&B and hip hop because they messed it together. But I would love to see the raw essence of hip hop with R&B from a real R&B, you know what I mean, R&B dude make music. But when it's just so wide, I would love to do a song with Run DMC. That was one of my favorite coming out back in the days, just the golden era of hip hop. But there's many, KRS. It's too many to really name. But I appreciate a lot of the music. Artists that came before me.
Man, that list, man, listen, man, that's a superb list right there, man. I know if you was on the track on any of them, it would definitely be surefire heat. But what message do you have for your fans?
Well, the message is kind of redundant. Anybody that's really a Pop the Brown Hornet fan or what have you, they know I really try to make very diverse music. I don't think there's too many tunes that I've made that you could say sound exactly the same. But if you was to put Brown Hornet on and just say how would you categorize them, I would definitely want to be a positive, influential MC. You know, me MC means message carrier. So I just don't get on the mic like you know, Chuck D once said. I don't rhyme for the sake of riddling. So I'm not just here just to put words together. I want to give you food for thought. I want to have substance. So I'm more of a conscious MC than I am anything else.
Definitely power in your words and your message, and I could hear that through your MCing and through the bars that you kick when you out there, when you spit it. And you know, speaking about positivity, let's try to transgress into what's going on with our people and the social injustice, and you know, the police officers killing us at a, you know, the rate is ridiculous right now. But what are some of your thoughts when it comes to that?
Well, it's a combination. When you say BLM, Black Lives Matter, do they matter? Do they matter to black people as well? As much as do they matter to anybody else? And like I would say to anybody really, is like in order for you to love anybody, you got to love yourself. And that's what BLM really is going to mean to me. In order for any other ethnic group to really respect us and put Black Lives Matter, we have to respect that just as much, if not 10 times fold. You know what I mean? And we have to really understand that sometimes it might be a generational gap from here to maybe 20 years younger or even 20 years older. You know what I mean? But somehow, some way, we got to understand that Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, they gave their life to see equality, and it's up for us to live out their dreams. So when they say Black Lives Matter, first and foremost, it has to matter to us in order for us to really put our foot and keep our knee on these, politicians' necks to make sure that their cops and how they police the streets is done correctly. You know what I mean? But we have to have self-love. You can't love anybody else if you don't love yourself.